Greetings, programs. My name is Wretch, and I'd like to welcome you to the Sinking City. Now, we are returning to the world of H.P. Lovecraft, guys, which if you followed the channel for any amount of time, you know that it's definitely in my wheelhouse. I've played a lot of Lovecraftian games on the channel, and this came out last year. And I did try to stream it when it originally came out, but at the time I was suffering from, I think, Cthulhu overload. There was already the Call of Cthulhu game that I played. I think there was some other stuff that I'd played over the course of the year. So starting a brand new Lovecraft game with the concept of the detective going to the city and to a strange place and investigating that mixed in with some technical issues. I kind of went, I can't play this right now. But now, I think I'm in a good state of mind for it. I've heard a lot of good things about this game. This was made by the same people who did the Sherlock Holmes games, like The Devil's Daughter, Crimes and Punishment, which I'm a really big fan of. And this game actually uses a lot more investigation than a lot of Lovecraftian games. So I'm looking forward to jumping in again, and hopefully not getting squeezed by a phalange. So let's do it. Frosty welcome. Dear Mr. Charles Reed, as you requested, I've researched the outburst of hysteria and visions in the city of Oakmont, Massachusetts. It turned out that your assumptions were correct. Such cases are indeed more frequent here. Men and women from across the country are drawn to Oakmont, haunted by visions similar to yours. A city drowning, the presence of something great, yet unknown. As luck has it, I believe we have stumbled upon the source of your ailment, and the person who might help you with it. Prepare yourself. Then come to Oakmont as soon as you can. I'll meet you here to help you on your way. Cordially, Johann Vanderberg. So very similar to like Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth, which was on Xbox, which is an amazing game. Definitely play it if you haven't. But yeah, it's a standard trope for Cthulhu. But like I said, the fact that we're doing a lot of investigating is what really intrigues me about this game. Guy's got some scars on him. This is fine. Right into the Sarlacc pit. Yeah, I can't understand why this place isn't a tourist hotspot either. Charon. Okay. Gunpowder, coil springs, and shell casings. So there is a crafting system in this game. These guys have the picture of the same woman in different bunks. Folding camera. The letter that we went ahead and read. Frosty welcome. What do we... Yeah, we hit it with our shovel. That works. Aha. Photo of a trophy plate.
Hope I never have to use it, but something tells me I will.
He's got that detective voice too.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
Oakmont Monolith National Park is waiting for you. Oh, look at the pulp. Gromer, the noble troglodyte. Curse of the Were-Jaguar. Some Alan Quatermain stuff. I like it. Hello? Wait a minute. Do we... I guess we can just observe that. We don't need to pick it up.
Now get out!
Alright, good talk. Good talk.
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Ah, much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
Says the man dressed in yellow.
Reaching Oakmont was no easy task. Most maps I found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
I like the sunglasses.
Tell me about this flood.
It began 6 months ago. Storms raged for several weeks, and the water has risen ever higher without receding. Now the city is cut off from the mainland. I must say I rather like it, despite the inconvenience. Atmosphere, you know?
All this sudden beachside property.
That's an eye-catching suit.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. A mere flood is no excuse for one to abandon one's style.
I take it you're a big fan of yellow.
Well, I have a particular weakness for it. Call it a personal quirk.
Uh-huh.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
Can you tell me a little about Mr. Throgmorton?
A remarkable creature. Scion of a robust bloodline. A philanthropist, a scholar, and the patron of the famous Oakmont University. A man of great ambitions and even greater ego. Do not make him wait.
I could so see Peter Cushing playing this character.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Kind of looks like him, too.
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot, or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia, gathering seeds of thought like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
One thing I do want to point out about Reed that I really like is that unlike the protagonist from the Call of Cthulhu game, he looks disheveled, and he looks haunted and scarred and thinned out. You know what I mean? He looks like he has been through the ringer already, and I do appreciate that. He reminds you of Tesla? Oh yeah, I could see that. Is Eternal Darkness among the games you have or would try? I played Eternal Darkness like a long time ago. I don't know, I'd have to look it up again.
Other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper. Places you'll need to get to the truth. This city is insular, its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand, so you better know where to turn in search of a lead.
Well, that's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
Off you go, then, King. Press this to activate. Ah, yes. Starting to come back to me here, at least a little. Okay, all evidence collected. So it lets us know when all evidence is collected. That's good. Combat proficiencies. Casebook. And the Mind Palace. So this is the company that made the Sherlock Holmes games. This is kind of their bread and butter. Are finding clues and connecting them. It's a Sherlock did the exact same thing, so that's cool. I'm glad that they kept that. Padlocks, combat, diving. Oh, Lord. Alright, well, we'll deal with that particular chaos when we come to it. Still paranoid.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
Okay, just trying all the buttons. And there's our flashlight. And already we've got beached octopi and all kinds of nonsense. Under the keel bar. Someone down there seemed to be quite upset about something. So obviously we're going to go a way that we're not supposed to. Just to see. The water effects are nice. I'm noticing I just walked over a shark. Little bit of a frame rate issue. Just a little, though. Oh, this guy.
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is fine.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
Let's go ahead and just tell him he looks weird.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers. Mark my words.
Oh, that's right. They call them Innsmouthers. So I think we've got like multiple races on this island. We've got these folk that have this. It's like the Innsmouth taint, but instead of like deep ones, it's more like primate based. So like it's been such a long time since I originally played this game. Everything's still really foggy. So let's get some more intel.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damned city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells. They are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
I really like his voice and his design. He could be a bad guy in so many different franchises.
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
I can definitely see how you'd have a problem with dreamers.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
I see. Thank you.
I don't know, Kath. I don't think he raided Indiana Jones' closet. That fur lining on around the collar seems a little too posh for Indy.
I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. This fisherman supposedly brought him to their house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
But I want to dawdle.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
Now let's be rude.
Please forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins. My father united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all our offspring with these exquisite features.
Gorilla Grodd?
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
Okay. So, face the house, go along the fence, and there should be a boat. You want that level of body confidence? Don't we all? Aha! The Tanya.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania?
Can't catch a mackerel since those Innsmouthers took over the fishing business.
Well, they've got a racial bonus.
Do you like it here, newcomer? Well, get used to it. No one leaves Oakmont nowadays.
Oh, Lord, no, 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 no. Don't go deep into the water.
Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
Albert Throgmorton's will. I hope someone finds this. My name is Albert Throgmorton, and this is my will. I want to warn you, don't go to the depths below Oakmont. There's... unreadable. We should never have done that. Everything should have remained in that cave. Professor... unreadable. I fear what will become of me. It's singing in my brain, dancing on my eyelids every time I close my eyes. Unreadable. The cycle goes on, and on, and on, and on, and on, and on, and on. Unreadable. In the end it comes. I must warn everyone. I must tell my father. Unreadable. He's here. All evidence. I do quite like that. The Kerwin story is going to be fun, Suzanne. I can't wait to read it. What about you guys? You must be the hired help.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see them.
I've said everything I know. I've said everything I know.
Okay. R3 to toggle the flashlight. Could you imagine the smell of a place like this? Like all the mollusks and everything, just ugh. Reminds me of the Flying Dutchman. Oh.
Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed.
Tells you a lot about the owner, then. In all honesty. Shell casings and gunpowder. I guess we'll just leave that syringe alone.
The book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for.
You'd have to get used to the smell. Your body would have to adapt to it. Oh, I thought we had found like a hidden sigil or something. That was not the case. Hello, creepy man.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this. Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head. What? Who are you? Are you police? I've already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing.
Take care, David.
It was add or starve.
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis, we were here. This is our house. Barry was outside, on his business. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... okay, my head began to burst. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing, just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me...
That sounds familiar. Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea where Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. Kay have mercy on his soul.
Who is this Kay you keep mentioning?
Outsiders, show some respect. Kay is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know. I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or... Kay, did I kill him?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream.
Yeah, yeah, it's my favorite character, the gruff-sounding detective, in my favorite place, Innsmouth. I do have to say, though, Dama, I was saying this before, I actually really like the fact that Reed in this game looks very malnourished and tired and sleep-deprived. He actually looks like I would expect a detective in a Lovecraft story to actually look like. So they definitely get props for that. This must be the dearly departed Paul.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
Yep. Let's go ahead and get that sanity. Get that sanity back. Cool, calm, and collected there, Reed.
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
Through the wall! Through the wall. Someone did flee. Literally through the window and through the wall.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
Oh, yes, I will take your booze.
Choo choo.
Reed's got a thing for trains. So you got the cohabited room. Looks pretty normal. And then you got this, which I guess was Lewis's room. So there's the son. He has similar features to his dad. Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna see what else I can find here before we...
Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much.
There's that Innsmouth taint, or Innsmouth in this case.
So that's what an Innsmouther looks like.
And we're here.
Take this, ape-face.
Okay, so the guy with the Innsmouth taint shot him. Maybe.
Yeah, run!
Oh, wow. So he may have killed him.
What's happening?
Okay, let's see what we have here.
1.
What's happening?
2.
Take this, ape-face. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
Calm down, Reed.
My head. I still hear those voices.
I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here. 5 cards short of a full house.
So let's go ahead and check out the Mine Palace here. Albert attacked the fisherman. So you just basically connect all of these Albert Throgmorton was dangerous and posed a threat to Lewis Flynn and his fellow fishermen. That's one thing that we can go through. As an Innsmouther, Lewis and his people suffered at the hands of the Throgmortons. That could be a reason to hate them. Albert Throgmorton spread some sort of psychic influence which made everyone suffer nearby hysteria. Albert and the fisherman named Lewis fled the scene after the fight in the house. I can track them using my supernatural sense. So he was the one who had the gun. So he probably tried to follow Throgmorton to finish the job he started. Okay, let's get away from the corpse if we can. Yeah, we already went through there.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer.
I've said everything
Keep your
I know.
hands where I can see them.
Mr. Throgmorton, I found this in the lifeboat. Looks like it's your son's will.
Give it to me. Oh, my boy, what did you get yourself into? If only I hadn't sent you on that cursed expedition.
Bye.
Bye. So... there's the drop-off point. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots.
Yeah. Well, Reed's detective work is very hands-on.
Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong.
Wait. Let's break an ankle first. Buy fresh fish. That looks like a lobster-fish hybrid. I am disgusted and slightly intrigued. Lobster?
Join in, newcomer. Praise the sea with us.
Boot. I wonder if we're going to have a situation in this game like the little girl in Dark Corners of the Earth. That's normally when you think of Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth, two things normally pop into people's minds, and that's what happened to the little girl and having to escape from the hotel. Oh, can't go up the ladder. Not yet, currently. I've never been a big lobster fan, though. I'm a fan of, like, crab. But lobster's not really my thing. I'd give it a shot, though, too. Alright, definitely have to go that way. That looks safe. Okay, Lewis. Oh, Lord. Hand jive. Alright, give me a sec if you guys can. Money. Is that money? Nope, never mind. That's a piece of cloth.
There's something in the pocket.
Lewis, please. Just give me one more week. I know I owe you, but I'm underwater like everyone else right now. I don't yet have enough stock to operate the bar smoothly with the fuzz snooping around the port. But don't worry. I've struck a nice deal with the proper people, and should have a steady supply channel soon. Just one more week, and I'll return everything, with double interest. Peter.
The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far.
You down here? Ooh, the fish canning factory. Padlocks. Coil springs. Okay. What's the...
The door won't budge.
Ew. Oh, no. Hi! I'm gonna Triple H the crap out of you. Gross. So that's where all the handprints are coming from.
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
Oh, and it dissolves. Well, that's handy. Okay, well, let's go ahead and check the rest of this and see what's what. We got to let Mr. Throgmorton know that his boy is... and shuffled off the mortal coil. Hey, Skibone. I feel like I'm missing... Oh, there it is. I feel like I'm missing a clue.
The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far.
guess we'll try. Lewis, the Innsmouther that killed Albert Throgmorton, may be hiding at the bar in Oakmont Port. Lewis may have wanted to kill Albert outright because he was a Throgmorton rather than just drive him off. That's possible, but thin. Thin ice.
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
I guess we may be done with everything. Yeah, all evidence cleared. It just didn't tell us. Okie doke.
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something,
What? I don't have all day.
some unusual creatures, and they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible. And when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
He's got kind of a Tywin Lannister vibe to him.
My condolences, Mr. Throgmorton. I had hoped for a happier outcome.
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our blood spilt for nothing. So much effort in vain. My poor Albert. Tell me you know who did it. I want to look him in the eyes, make him beg for mercy.
I don't know exactly. I have some suspects, but I need to investigate further.
What kind of private eye are you?
Thorough.
A thorough one.
Ah!
When I find him, I'll tell you.
Fine. No one leaves the port until then. Find me that dirtbag and I'll help you with anything you need.
Okay. So... yeah. Thank you. So I imagine Auspex would look like. But what that sigil does right there is lets us know we can actually go into the building.
Oh, yeah. Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days. Oh, yeah. Hey,
That's depressing.
got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
Hello, Constable.
The port is closed by order of Robert Throgmorton. Back off.
You look familiar, but old Billy hasn't seen you around.
Ooh, nice grill. We had one very similar to that. Ma'am? You okay? What is she wearing? She's got a skull necklace around her neck, like a talisman. Okay, well I was gonna go into the bar, but now I wanna check around it. This is one of those places that if like a modern construction company came in for like to overhaul the place, they would probably just say tear it down and start over from scratch. Ominous lighthouse there. Reminds me of Shutter Island. It's the Gordon's fisherman who does not want to talk. Tear it down, salt the earth, consecrate the land, salt the earth again, then rebuild. That's good real estate. Uh-huh. Victrola!
Ugh, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Stay alert! Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
I think one of the reasons I didn't keep playing this game after playing Call of Cthulhu so recent, because a lot of it looks very similar, and I was getting like confused. Because I'm thinking, it's like, are we going to run into... No, that was in the previous game, wasn't it?
Come closer, troubled soul. Let me tell you what your future holds.
You're some kind of fortune teller?
That's her.
Yes, my dear, yes. Oh, it's so clear. Your path holds many surprises, newcomer.
No, it's not. It's a different, but they're wearing the same talisman around the neck.
Really? Like what?
Not so fast, newcomer. I see many things. For a small fee, I'll tell you some of them.
Alright, how much? $1?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. After the flood, Oakmonters deal in the practical. Booze, smokes, and bullets. And I'll make it easier for you. I don't smoke.
Let's hear what my future holds.
Good. Let me focus. The sea will be generous in the coming days. Many gifts delivered, and many will regret partaking.
I don't think I follow.
I see old and new. A hard heart against an iron will. Whoever wins, you win too. But you'll only see that from inside a metal cage. and tall pillars circled by the dead. A race from one to the next as time itself laughs.
You have been charged $5 for each additional minute.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
You are welcome. I can't wait to see what you do.
Yeah, so I wonder if, like, if mediums are a different type of religion, or this may be the K religion. They all wear that talisman around their necks.
Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want?
I've seen some unsettling creatures around, like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are, but consider yourself lucky to still be in one piece. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea. Others that they are K's punishment for us.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, I sell a perfect cure right here. Remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead. Unless you're a newcomer.
Can someone look up who the voice actor for Reed is?
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is,
okay.
I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over, and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Rock. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him, once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, knock it off!
Ah, this is where the calamari is made. Ew. Well, let's go meet our first Innsmouther then, guys.
What the? Get the... Oh!
You're laying in the seaweed, sir. Even Zadok Allen had standards. So this place only had one room. Okay, the voice of Geralt from Witcher 3. Nice.
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Okay, hold on a second. I've got to, I want to share this with you guys. My brother just messaged me this. Kids and I are arguing. Need your opinion. Batman versus Flash Gordon. Who would win? I asked which Batman. They said the Injustice Batman and Christian Bale Batman. Very difficult. I lean towards Flash, like his favorite 80s movie is Flash Gordon. because he saves the Earth without the gadgets. Hard choice. All the boys are for Batman. OMG, I'm moving out. They just said Cavill Superman would beat Reeves. I just disowned my kids. OMG, they asked me who would win between Reeves Superman and Bale Batman. Said Reeves all day, twice on Sunday. Okay, so let's go ahead and ask Lewis how it all happened.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
Hey, Rocket Boy. Welcome.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out I was right.
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Lovely.
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Want to spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the she. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
Oh, you're not really helping your case there, sir.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
Oh, going for the bribe didn't help, sir.
You think you're the first person to offer me a bribe?
Please, Mr. Reed.
Now, don't try my patience further, Mr. Flynn.
Okay. Is there anything in here that we can grab? Well, he was eating some sausages. Guess he doesn't want to eat a family member, that's why there's no fish. Lewis was aware of what he was doing during the fight with Albert. Lewis was mentally affected. Oh, man. So now we have the choice, guys, and I'd like your opinions on this. This is one of the great things about the detective games. We basically have to choose whether Lewis was aware of his actions and everything was premeditated, or he was mentally affected by whatever was going on. So... yeah, but why kill the person who was probably... Oh, yeah. Well, also keep in mind, I know he's kept on calling him the damn apes, but Throgmorton hasn't been particularly kind toward the Innsmouthers either. Nova, you don't think he was aware? So if we go into... I need to go back to the crime scene real quick. Oh no, this is its own standalone game, Lulani. This has nothing to do with the Call of Cthulhu game that came out the same year. This game and Call of Cthulhu suffered from what I call Deep Impact Armageddon. Like the year that Deep Impact came out and Armageddon came out, and there's always that kind of people release the same concepts at the same times, which is a shame. I need to... Oh, Dark Corners? No. No, it's not. Not at all. Dark Corners was made by... Was it Obsidian? Okay, can we... I need to see the sequence of events again. Gesundheit. Oh, it's not going to let me actually do that. He did have motivation, yeah, but the question is, was he... One thing that you also have to take into account here is...
My head! I still hear those voices.
He's still under the effects of whatever Albert had. So I'm wondering how it affects certain people at certain times. And now also the thing about this game is if this follows the formula of the Sherlock Holmes games, there's not necessarily a good way or a bad way. So, let me hear it in the comments. What do you guys think? Guilty or not guilty? Not guilty by reason of insanity. Yeah, it was a clean one-bullet kill. That seems like premeditation, like, complete and utterly. Yeah, had he been, like, torn apart or riddled with bullet holes, I think it would be better, but just that cold-blooded, like, the meat hooks and the bullet through the head.
Please, I told you the truth, I swear.
What I think this case is going to do, it's going to affect whether we're going to be on good terms with the Throgmortons or the Innsmouthers. So, man, we have got some... The interesting thing about it, though, is that the hysteria is not taken into account when it comes to cold-blooded murder. So what I think we're going to do... Oh, man. It's literally just this. He was aware of what he was doing, or he was mentally affected and couldn't entirely control his actions. I don't know, it's a tough decision right off the bat, I feel. I'm gonna check the body one more time. This will be our final determination. Yeah, like all of his inhibitions went out the window when he was affected by it.
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
That's the thing right there that's getting me. Like, why'd you just hang him up on the fish hooks? If he had just been down on the ground, bullet through the head, and everything, it's being hung up on the fish hooks. So I think we're going to go ahead and go with that. We are going to say that Lewis was aware of his actions. Psychic influence or not, Lewis was out to murder Albert Throgmorton. He had motive too. The mutual hatred between the Innsmouth and the Actually, let's look at the other option and see what it had. Lewis killed Albert Throgmorton while under some sort of mental influence. He couldn't control his actions and thus can't be blamed for Albert's death. And maybe the fact that I'm thinking too much about it, which happens when I play these games. But, yeah. We're going to go ahead and tell Robert what happened to his boy. And he also tried to bribe. Well, that could be just out of desperation, because if it's true that he has a wife and child. Oh.
And just as I suspected, the Innsmouther Lewis is responsible for your son's murder. He's hiding at the local bar. Just ask the bartender. Seems like he had a bone to pick with your family and took it out on Albert.
Oh, that scum won't be getting off easy. The whole city shall see what happens when you cross the Throgmortons. Justice, bittersweet as it is, shall be served. It's rare for a newcomer to make himself so useful. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Gay to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I'm looking into an outbreak of erratic behavior and madness, all linked to shared visions of this place.
Indeed. Then our goals align. This inexplicable hysteria has spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
Yowza.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
Interesting movie, by the way. As above, so below. Check that out if you're into horror films.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster.
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture, a sleeping giant, drowned streets, and a voice calling from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
Do you think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
Huzzah.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throgmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
He is so Tywin Lannister.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
Sick. Okay. Well, looks like we got... Do we get skill points? Can we actually use it? Ooh. Combat proficiency. Knowledge points 1. Keep an extra bullet loaded, gaining a chance to deal double damage with the pistol. Vigor. Carry 7 more pistol shots. Or... When close to death, slowly regenerate a limited amount of health for one last fighting chance. I always tend to go for that kind of stuff. Yes, Key. Can I have all the leftover bills before I leave then, if the dollar isn't worth anything? Smart packing, absolute clarity. Earn more experience and stay sane for slightly longer. Ooh. Gain a 50% chance at double crest reward items. Gain more experience. I think we should go with that one first and foremost. Yeah. Gain more experience, that just helps out, that pays dividends later. I guess we can actually get out of here now. The town should be open for us. Ah, yes. They have all mysteriously vanished. I'm completely okay with this. At least we're already in our room. Don't forget to pick up borrowed time and decisive strike later. Robert Throgmorton funded an expedition to discover the origin of the mass hysteria gripping Oakmont. The expedition was to explore the seabed near Oakmont. Contact with the expedition was soon lost. Albert Throgmorton was the only known survivor. He was subsequently murdered. I was hired to find any expedition members, dead or alive. Throgmorton will be waiting for my report in his manor in southern Old Grove. Cool. Already liking this a lot better than the first playthrough. My mind's in the right place. You gotta be in a particular mood for Lovecraft, I feel. Oh. Lovely accommodations. 4 stars. Oh.
Crew of the Cyclops. Semper Fortis, brothers.
My Diary, Part 1. I don't know what exactly sank the USS Cyclops. Only remember the screams and the metal creaking, water filling the deck, and my headache, the worst I've ever had. I find myself among the floating seaweed, drowning. A nearby piece of a boat helped me survive and reach the shore of a small island. They found me on it later, starving, half mad and babbling about the ancient ruins and their denizens. The officials said none of what I thought I'd seen was real. But my memories are true. My strange powers, gained after that ordeal, prove it. I found something horrible on that island. Something old and dark and slithering. And it still haunts me. Cheerful! Charles W. Reed, 3/21/17, 10/9/94.
Never again, they say.
Semper Wi-Fi is the Navy's tech support group, Dama. Oh, laudanum.
No matter how much of this I chug down, the visions always return.
Ooh. Newcomer. Unburdened newcomer. Oh no, we keep the backpack. Windcoat. Vacationist. Gangster. King's robes. Yep. King in yellow. Daywear. Fisherman. Police envoy. Plague doctor. Sick. Oh. Sherlock. Cultist. You have an octopus on your head, sir. And Vishivanka. Help a real estate agent in the open house case. Okay, well I think for right now we're definitely going to keep the backpack just because it looks too cool for school. In my opinion. He actually looks like he's prepared for what's ahead. Oh, he's not prepared for that though. From J. Vanderberg. Mr. Reed, it seems you have overexerted yourself while conducting the investigation for Mr. Throgmorton. Forgive me for the audacity, but I brought you to the Devil's Reef while you are unconscious. Please, take more care of yourself in the future. I won't be there for you every time. Johannes.
Makes this place feel more like home. I miss Boston already.
They kind of properly prepared for us, which is cool. I mean, they were nice enough to give us a sign and everything. Whoa. This is fine. I know that symbol. I boarded up the windows and locked the door. They're just men. The Yellow King's gang. They can't get here now. Now there's only me. Me and these nightmares. A little longer, and I'll figure them out. Oh. Doop-a-doop-doop-doom. Nothing here currently. We are a little low on health, though.
The door won't budge.
Mr. Archer, I've seen you dragging things into your room. Mind the floors. I'll make you pay for any scratches you leave. Your landlord. Oh, we've got to check all the things. Okay, that's down. Obviously, we should go downstairs, but we're going up. Up, up, up. Let's find new places to explore. More privacy to invade. Oh, interesting book. Too many coincidences. So the lighthouse is out. Several ships have gotten lost at sea, and some are now decorating the city's beaches. That's one thing. But now there's an enterprising fellow at the city port hiring salvagers to recover ships. He's turning a tidy profit from selling them. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look into it. Now, if only this city wasn't so impossible to navigate. I'm expecting someone's gonna be in here. Mr. Kerwin. What a cool Easter egg. If you don't know what that is, don't even worry about it. Spoilers.
Finally, you're awake. Gotta tell you, though, mister. You want to stay on here? You stop making all that noise.
Noise? What noise are you talking about?
I expect my guests to be respectable. Moans, chanting, all that kind of thing. It stops, all right?
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't really remember what happened, but I'll do my best.
Yeah? Well, next time it happens, you end up sleeping under the bridge like the other newcomers.
You're not exactly friendly with your guests. Aren't we the ones keeping you in business?
All these newcomers after the flood, they're stark raving mad.
What do you mean?
You can't imagine the crazy notes and books I find after they move out. Only thing they're good for is lighting the kitchen stove.
Can I have a look?
I knew it. I tell you, no one sane would be interested. And you want to take a look? Well, fine. Take what you wish.
Careful, he's gone stark raving mad. Oh my god. It's like that's a huge coconut crab, dude. That's terrifying. I am not a fan. Note about the hobo signs. Darren, I think I'm finally starting to figure this out. Locals use signs to mark special places that you know already. Kind of like secret signs hobos use all over the country. What I learned is that the tradition dates back to times well before the flood. I've been able to find out the meaning of some of them. You've seen the crooked H-shaped sign on the doors around town? That means the house is inhabited. The crosshatch grip sign marks hidden caches of useful items. The V-shaped sign is for barricaded, dangerous places. Good catch there, they say. Still, I haven't figured out the spiral-shaped sign, though. You'll have to investigate that for yourself. And you've seen a sign with a cross and 3 Ks? Reach for the gun. K. Thank you for being so understanding that I've just grabbed that piece of paper off your table. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of spiders. I'm not arachnophobic by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just not a fan. And I know that that's a crustacean and not an arachnid, but the vibe is still there. Walter. K help you if I hear you're peddling your cheap, affordable living again. I could live with you renting out my beast-ridden flop houses, but you're cutting into my profit. Don't make that mistake. I know you're on the fish market, and I have dangerous people living here that I can send after you. You've been warned. Vic. Hopefully we'll find Vic soon. Or some Vicks. Reed does sound congested. Oh lord. Aw, Kath. Thank you so much for that $9.48 to Extra Life. Awesome. So that puts us at $5,550, guys. So thank you so much for helping out the kids. One of the good things about donating during games like this is because they're so, you know, down and morbid and stuff, and then Dancing Vader. Breaks the vibe. To my dear nephew. My dear Victor, how is Oakmont treating you? You should require any support. The Blackwoods will be happy to help you. I've arranged for that. Regarding your question, I don't know where Robert went, sadly. Only that he did not stay in Innsmouth. Perhaps there is hope he didn't perish in that cursed raid. Take good care of the hotel, please. Plenty of our relatives were interested in the property, but you're still my favorite nephew. I know the Devil's Reef is in good hands. Kind regards, Aunt Portia. Very durable, that Marsh family. I don't know if someone would donate 1 cent, Dama. That'd be kind of tacky. I actually don't think he would even allow it. Wait. I'm looking for things that you were going to burn. For the furnace. Was that everything? I guess so. Well, boo. I was promised arcane tomes.
I'm watching you, newcomer.
I always feel like somebody's watching me. Alright, I guess we're pretty much done here. Devil's Reef. Man about town. And now we've got the Oakmont Chronicle, we've got the police department, the Hospital of St. Mary. This is the good old Coverside section of town. So what do we need to do exactly? It's in northern cover... Oh, okay, the expedition headquarters. Yes. Crossroad of Asher Road and Hubert Avenue. Well, that's cool. There's Asher Road up ahead. So here's the sinking city in all of its glory. Cyclops 2. Let's not jump on the boat just yet. Ooh.
Outsiders.
Infested area. What? Oh, I have to take a... Do I have to take a boat? I don't remember that. I guess I kind of do. Okay, there's Throgmorton Manor. Good time to sweep the street when it's raining. Absolutely. Oh, lordy. Land ho. Six feet away. Maintain social distancing. Okay. So we head here. Where's the... Asher Road and Hubert Avenue. Right up here. Let's go ahead and place a mark. Makes you kind of want to go off the beaten path. Oh, a crib. There's no baby in the crib. No fish baby in the crib. Another wearing the same necklace. That might be, yeah, Kay's version of the cross or rosary. Hello, ma'am. She got nothing. Now we're going the wrong way on Porpoise. I wonder if it did the thing that the yellow... I forgot what game it was where a yellow doorknob meant that you could actually go into the building. Oh, L.A. Noire did that. Oh, Lord. Ma'am? Oh, Lord. What's it doing? I need to ask Ashley and Turkey if this is what it looks like in downtown Salt Lake. This is feeling like a town for retired LARPers. Hey! I'll have you know that you're fairly accurate. Okay, can we not go into the Chronicle yet? Maybe. Oh. Yeah, that's the name of the town in this. You grew up in Oakmont. Oh, awkward. How accurate is this? Oh, that's cool! It got propaganda posters. Be ready, phalanges can strike at any time. Police. Sorry guys, just absorbing the ambiance. Are we going the right way? Yep. Keep on going straight. God, you look like you should be in Hellblade. Why are you looking behind you? Oh? Secrets in the trash can? Yes? No? Maybe so? Apparently not. Oh god, okay. Just from the distance, it looked like that guy was hanging. That tree branch looked like a noose. Oh, that's why I thought that. Okay, you were Mind freak! go ahead and leave you to your devices there, sir. We'll continue our explorations. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry The Last of Us Part 2 wasn't as good as you thought it would be. Cheer up, soldier. It'll get better before it gets worse. Oh, there's our first elder sign. Cool artwork. I guess this is the place. Expedition headquarters. Das Boot. Someone opened the door Sparta style.
Guess I don't need the key.
Okay, we've got birds. Dangers of diving. Divers with the bends can suffer from numerous symptoms, including pain, impaired movement, nausea, vomiting, and disorientation. Acute symptoms can occur within 10 minutes of surfacing and include paralysis, numbness, blindness, deafness, dizziness, seizures, confusion, or words coming out all weird. The paralysis and numbness can involve several different parts of the body at the same time. A taste of things to come.
Are a few damp papers all that's left of the expedition?
No. Oh, Lord. Hey, 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 hey. Don't jump at me, random horrible thing. Aha! The expedition's secret snack chamber. Which we will go check here directly. Is... H. Doe, anthropologist. The Oakmont University Department of Anthropology welcomes the newest addition to its ranks, Professor Harriet Doe. Her brilliant discoveries about the origin of Inuit tribes have added a new page to the history book of humanity. Now Professor Doe will embark on a new expedition to hopefully shed light on the source of the flood, and in doing so, shed light on what may yet be to come. I wonder if Professor Doe had a run-in with Ithaqua.
These samples glitter in a weird way. I wonder where they came from.
Fisherman reports. L. Sullivan and B. Morgan, local fishermen, report numerous large bubbles and an unbearable stench rising from the bottom of the sea. Bought a sample of a weird substance floating in the ocean from J. Harway. He claims he found it among numerous dead and strangely deformed fish. The fish were taken for analysis. Several locals mention a rock that rose from the seabed, making the fog shine in different colors. The witnesses felt sick and dizzy for 2 or 3 days after the incident. That would suck. L.P. Stern got severe burns after chiseling off a part of the rock in his basement. Samples taken for analysis. Oh, I like the dinosaur hanging over the stairwell.
Can't say I ever saw another shell like it.
How to protect. According to our data, the places with paranormal activity have a strong, previously unidentified influence on the human mind. We've prepared a list of solutions, including meditative practices and a supply of sedatives, to prevent cases of madness among the expedition members. I highly recommend discarding all those charms, amulets, and religious symbols which are of no use, and applying the scientifically valid methods of protection instead. Discard amulets. Procure drugs. Is pretty much Doe's opinion on the matter. Yep. Partially burned cargo manifest. The following must be delivered. Grimhaven Bay no later than Friday. MK5 diving suit 6. Air tanks and pumps 4. Canned goods 18. Personal belongings 6 crates with name unreadable. Research equipment 7 crates. Do not... Air pipes 24. Phone station and wires 1. Power generator 1. Responsible for deliv unreadable. Uh-huh. Whoa, whoa! Where are you going? Where'd he go? Thank you for that stormtrooper accuracy. Holy crap. Aim small, miss small. Well, regarding Lovecraft, yeah, he was a hardcore Anglophile, but a lot of people were back then. There's rumors, I don't know, I've never really checked to confirm it, that a lot of those, he lost a lot of that after marrying a Jewish woman. So you guys may have to do your own research on that. But I actually feel that his racism actually adds to the dread of these stories, because when even the hero has those antiquated, arcane thoughts, it makes the world feel more hopeless, if that makes any sense. Like I said, I don't know if that's actually legit or not. That's what I've heard. But Lovecraft himself was a very, very strange man.
Guess this helmet's beyond repair.
Okay. Do one more crime scene. I think we got enough for one more.
Grab the papers. Smash the rest.
Okay, this sounds like Innsmouthers were definitely responsible for that part.
I fatah me fe I regach I Dagon.
Oh, Dagon.
Burn it all. Make sure you get the adverts.
I think there would have been a professional courtesy. The thing about it is, like, back in the 20s, all of those pulp writers tended to write stuff in other people's worlds.
We don't have time to pick it. Stand back.
Time to figure this out.
We don't have time to pick it. Stand back.
2.
Grab the papers. Smash the rest.
I fatah. Me fe I regach. I dagon.
Burn it all. Make sure you get the adverts.
Several men broke into the expedition headquarters. What they didn't smash, they burned. The archives, even the newspapers.
Nope. Go away. Gonna Blair Witch myself into a corner until my sanity is back up to full. Alright. Well, we got our... Poor guy. Well, you did shoot at me first. I did chase you up the stairs, and you may have been slightly scared, but... Dang it. Was that everything here? Oh, key evidence collected, but not all the evidence.
Someone smashed it beyond repair.
Let's see if we can find everything before we...
A few damp papers, all that's left of the expedition.
Before we call it a stream. Because it will let us know. Everything good there. Yeah, or they know the Throgmortons have something maybe Innsmouth related that they need to procure. Not sure. Innsmouth or people from Innsmouth were obsessed with like relics, especially anything regarding Cthulhu, Hydra, or Dagon. Now I did already look at that, right?
These samples glue.
Yeah. So it is. What we're looking for is probably down there. Either that or... Wait, hold on. Let me do the Mind Palace thing. Make some connections. There we go. Maybe back in the entrance. Already got that one. Yeah.
Guess I don't need the key.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the final clue is, guys. Before we can call this crime scene completely done. Can we actually save our game here? Oh, yes we can. Alright. Well, I think this is actually a really good place to go ahead and call it, guys. I hope you're enjoying our return to this game. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I did the first time. Since it's been a while since I have jumped back into Lovecraft. So I'm looking forward to seeing Reed's story and seeing how horrible it's going to get for him. And his slowly deteriorating sanity. But thank you guys very much for watching. Let's go ahead and keep in chat if you guys can. We'll go ahead and raid another channel. You guys are very welcome for the stream. Thank you very much for hanging out. If you guys haven't followed the channel, please do so. I try and stream on Sundays, Tuesdays and Thursdays with random times in between. And if you're watching the replay of this on YouTube, I have a link to the Twitch channel in the description below, as well as a link to my Extra Life page where I'm raising money for my local Children's Miracle Network hospital via the awesome Extra Life charity. So please click on that if you feel so inclined. Like, share, subscribe. You guys know the drill there. And we will see you next time. Later days, everyone.